I was a fan of the original films because I was the writer-director of them. So yeah, I think we in our film family were really proud of those movies. And the idea of doing a live-action one was never to replace it, but to bring a new experience. It's all the subtlety and nuance when you have like a human actor on screen. There's so much that they bring to it. And in animation, we control everything. But it's like handing the scene over to these really talented actors that have, that have their own idea of what to bring, and you just kind of step back and you let it all happen. Well, that was a big part of the design process. We had to look back at everything we loved about those characters in animation, and then bring them into more realistic, more naturalistic designs without losing the personality. So it meant referencing a lot more of the animals that had inspired those designs in the first place. Mason and Nico made themselves the top picks just in combination. We started with a large group of potential Astrids and potential Hiccups, and I think just through putting them together, there was an electricity that just came alive in the room whenever Mason and Nico were running scenes together, and I felt like because they had grown up with the movies, they really knew the characters. Well, Gerard Butler was co-creator of his character. And that whole arc, the whole struggling father while being chief of the tribe, was something that he brought so much depth to, even in the animated series. So, it made sense that he must now step in to this role. It was only that he wasn't available that made me nervous, because he had back-to-back projects. So it was the actors' strike of 2023 that actually freed up a little 8-week gap that allowed him to join. And then when I saw him put on the costume and walk in as Stoic the Vast, I had complete confidence the movie was going to work. Gerard Butler plays Stoic the Vast, the chief of the tribe, and also the single parent of our star, Mason Thames, as Hiccup. And so, he's kind of struggling with this idea of tradition and strength and that single definition of what it is in their Viking culture, and the fact that his son is not like that. And so he's an evolving character. He comes to see a different definition of strength and a new idea of leadership by way of his son. It's amazing. I mean, Tribeca is like such a high standard of cinema, and to be here among all of these cinema fans, to be able to present our film here in New York City is it is a dream come true.
Yeah, I mean, Hiccup as a character means so much to me, and his journey is so sick and connected to me so much as a kid. So the fact I can, step into those shoes and bring him to life and do that and ride a dragon is I'm so happy, and my inner child is dying right now. I mean, I didn't know what I was going to be working with, if it was going to be a tennis ball or what, but luckily we had an amazing puppeteering team. And Tom Welton, he was the main puppeteer who worked with me. He was Toothless, and he walked around like this giant foam Toothless head, which is something I could touch and look at and act with, which was nice. It's definitely not as glamorous as a real dragon, but oh my God, Dean is he's incredible. He's the sweetest person I've ever met, and I have so much trust in him, and he gave me an opportunity that I will, I can never repay it. He's so wonderful, and I'm so honored. I've seen a lot of reactions before people saw the film of being skeptical or scared, because they love this world so much and these characters, and they're scared that it might tarnish, what the original was, and my favorite reaction is people going in and leaving and just loving the film. And that means the world to me, because to me this is a love letter to the original, nothing to, tarnish or change what the original did. So, yeah. Oh my God, I had such a blast. This whole experience has been, something that I will never forget. I'm going to cherish forever. And luckily I got to do it with so many amazing and kind-hearted people, which is very rare. So I'm very fortunate. It's an honor. This is so insane. Never would I thought I could be here, and except for be here for How to Train Your Dragon nonetheless. But yeah, it's great.
It's very exciting. I love New York very much, and so to get to be here and this be the final stop of our press tour is really, really wonderful. I play Astrid. She's fierce and she's bold and she's strong and she's really smart. One of the things I like most about her, and she's a badass. It's very cool to get to play her. It was definitely, it's always difficult going into a franchise that's really beloved for very good reason. I'm such a huge fan of the animated movies myself, and I'm such a huge fan of America Ferrera, who voiced Astrid in the animated movies, and so to get to be here and do this is always a bit daunting, but I had Dean there and I had Mason there, and that's such a brilliant support system to have going into it, that it kind of makes throwing your own spin on a character and your own interpretation much, much easier and much more comfortable. So, yeah. He is one of my favorite people on the planet. Me and Mason constantly were just like, if Dean's happy, if Dean's proud, then nothing else matters. And he is just so brilliant. So I feel, yeah, it was just amazing. I mean, it's not difficult to have chemistry with Mason. He's pretty charming himself, but he was so wonderful. And from when we first met, I remember just being like, oh, this is such an amazing person. And he's so talented and he's so perfect for this role, and he also just happens to be one of my favorite people on the planet. So it's it's really cool getting to do this whole journey with him. It's very exciting. People just fall in love with New York year after year. It's such an exciting and busy, and there's Gerard Butler. It's such an exciting and busy and kind of bustling place to be in. So I think to get to come here and celebrate film and cinema is just a real privilege. Kind of the culture of New York and being in and amongst it is really, really special.
This film's really special. I'm very proud of it, and it's here and it's kind of awesome, and it's great because I'm in New York, so a lot of my friends are able to come and see it here at Tribeca, and yeah. I love this franchise. I'm very close with Dean. I feel like I've been lucky enough to be an integral part of the movie and the heart and the story. So the chance to come back and try it in live action, actually wear those threads, step in those boots, was really exciting, you know, and I wanted to bring all my energy in there. I feel like Dean, like a bit of a custodian of the story, you know, so I wanted to make sure nobody was messing it up, and they didn't. In fact, they showed me a thing or two along the way. It was a joy. I mean, it was honestly, like, that costume was heavy. Yeah, the costume was heavy as hell. Like, every day I'd be crawling back to my hotel like, I gotta do this again tomorrow. But when you have it on and you step out, I was stoic. You know, I literally felt like a complete metamorphosis. Makeup team were amazing, makeup, hair, and the costume designer Lindsay Pugh, they just killed it. And I don't think I've ever had such an iconic look. Well, it would be this in Leonidas, you know.